Time has no division to mark its passage. There is never a thunderstorm or blare of trumpets to announce the beginning of a new month or year. Even when a new century begins, it is only we mortals who ring bells and fire off pistols. Time does not sleep when all things sleep. Only time stands straight when all things fall. Is, was, and shall be are time's children. Is, was, and shall be are time's children. Absolute, true, and mathematical time of itself and from its own nature flows equably without relation to anything external. Time is flying, flying never to return. Time is an image of eternity, but it is also a substitute for eternity. Time is nature's way to keep everything from happening at once. Time ends. That is the lesson of the Big Bang. It is also the lesson of the black hole. Time drops in decay like a candle burnt out. When a man sits with a pretty girl for an hour, it seems like a minute. But let him sit on a hot stove for a minute, and it's longer than any hour. That's relativity. Time then and the heaven came into being at the same instant, in order that, having been created together, if ever there was to be a dissolution of them, they might be dissolved together. Time is creation, the future is just not there. The irreversibility of time is the mechanism that brings order out of chaos. The less one has to do, the less time one finds to do it in. Life is short, and the time we waste in yawning never can be gained. Time is a great teacher, but unfortunately it kills all its pupils. Time goes, you say? Ah, no, alas, time stays. We go. Time heals what reason cannot. Time makes more converts than reason. Time is the greatest innovator. One of the great disadvantages of hurry is that it takes such a long time. Time is a dressmaker specializing in alterations. What is a ruin but time easing itself of endurance? Time is like a river flowing endlessly through the universe. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Time, the devourer of all things. You may delay, but time will not. Time, that which man is always trying to kill, but which ends in killing him. Ripeness is all. There are many events in the womb of time which will be delivered. Time is that wherein there is opportunity, and opportunity is that wherein there is no great time. Nothing can be more shocking to reason than eternal time. Infinite divisibility is no less absurd. If there is one thing we can be sure enough of in physics, it is that all time exists with equal reality. Time is defined so that motion looks simple. Our destiny is not frightful because it is unreal. It is frightful because it is irreversible and iron-bound. Time is the substance of which I am made. Time is a river which sweeps me along, but I am the river. It is a tiger which mangles me, but I am the tiger. It is a fire which consumes me, but I am the fire. The world, unfortunately, is real. I, unfortunately, am Borges. Modern thought has transferred the character of death to the notion spectral of time itself. Time has become death, triumphant over all. For what is passes so swiftly and irrevocably into what was. No human claim can be of the least significance. The best way to fill time is to waste it. City people try to buy time as a rule when they can, whereas country people are prepared to kill time, although both try to cherish in their mind's eye the notion of a better life ahead. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. We all run on two clocks. One is the outside clock, which ticks away our decades and brings us ceaselessly to the dry season. The other is the inside clock, where you are your own timekeeper and determine your own chronology, your own internal weather, and your own rate of living. Sometimes the inner clock runs itself out long before the outer one, and you see a dead man going through the motions of living. For tribal man, space was the uncontrollable mystery. For technological man, it is time that occupies the same role. Time is the only critic without ambition.